The Matterhorn, one of the most recognized mountains in the world. At 4,478 meters, this pyramid is a highly sought-after prize for many mountaineers. It is considered to be one of the hardest technical climbs in the Alps, claiming several lives every year. One cannot afford a mistake, so I chose one of the best mountain guides, Andreas Steindl, to lead me to the summit. I have climbed big mountains before, but the Matterhorn is different. The climb requires exceptional fitness and technical ability. For this, I did cardiovascular and strength training 5 days a week for 4 months, climbed 2 of the highest mountains in the Alps, Spitze and Mont Blanc, a technical traverse of Breithorn, and took up trail running. The Honli Hut is the base camp from where the ascent of the Matterhorn begins. It immediately feels like home, with cozy rooms and friendly atmosphere. And after a quick reconnaissance climb, 300 meters up the Matterhorn, to get a feel for what the climbing tomorrow will be like, we spend the afternoon and the night resting at the hut. We start at 3:45 in the morning. I feel excitement and fear at the same time. I have no idea what awaits me on the way to the summit. Most of the climb is in the dark, with only our head torches for light. We finally start seeing the light of dawn at an altitude of 4,200 meters at around 6:15 in the morning. It is very easy for an inexperienced climber to lose their way on the Matterhorn. Earlier, we passed by a pair of climbers who got lost and had to spend the night on the rocks to continue their way down in the morning. Luckily for me, Andy has climbed the Matterhorn over 100 times, so he knows the route by heart. Soon we have a short break to put on our crampons, and here I get to see a beautiful sunrise from the mighty Matterhorn. But we don't have time to wait around. The fixed ropes lie ahead. These ropes have been installed on particularly challenging parts of the route. To get past it, I have to pull myself up for over 100 vertical meters, a true testament to the pull-ups I've been doing all summer. There is only a handful of other climbers, due to a bad weather forecast for the afternoon and, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. Normally, a lot more people climb the Matterhorn, and they would have to pass each other on these ropes, setting off dangerous rockfalls and having to queue. I feel lucky to experience the Matterhorn in such a peaceful setting. The higher we get, the lighter it becomes, and the more aware of the exposure on the Honli Ridge we are climbing I become. There is always a drop around me, to the left and to the right, and one cannot afford to take a wrong turn. The climbing is relentless. It is always up, up and up.
Thank you.
Soon we are on the final approach to the summit, and here you understand how exposed you are. There is not much to hold on to. We are now at the mercy of the mountain. We have to go on short rope with Andy to ensure protection. The formidable north face is directly below us, and a fall here would certainly be fatal. Sometimes I have to stop to catch my breath. It is tough on this section, and the air is becoming thinner. There is a lot of loose rock on the Matterhorn, so as well as climbing safely for myself, I have to be very careful not to set off any rockfalls, as this would put climbers behind us in great danger. After some very steep sections on the roof, we finally arrive at the summit snowfield. We pass the statue of St. Bernard, the patron of mountaineers, that sits just below the summit. It was erected here in 1990 to mark the first ascent of the Matterhorn on 14th of July 1865. Feelings of excitement begin to overwhelm me, and I feel over the moon to finally be walking on the summit path. It is everything I imagined, steep and narrow like a knife edge, extremely exposed and windy. It is an incredible feeling to be on the top of the Matterhorn and to have the summit to ourselves. To the right is Switzerland, to the left is Italy, and in front of us is France. I have been looking forward to this moment for so long.
Good.
At what time? 7 o'clock in the morning. First steam on the summit. Yeah, we are. It was the most pleasant climb ever. So I'm very happy. Dream day.
Beautiful mountains and valleys all around, the Matterhorn is the king of mountains for a reason. After plenty of summit pictures, we abandoned the idea of crossing to the Italian summit because of a very strong wind. After a break, we begin the descent. I go first because Andy now has to be behind me for security. The descent is often the most dangerous part of the climb, with most accidents happening on the way down because of exhaustion and lack of attention. I do feel tired, but I have to stay really focused and listen to Andy's instructions. On the steep parts, we have to abseil. At first I hesitate. It feels terrifying having to lower myself into the void below, attached only to a rope.
Okay.
I have a few tumbles, but manage to pull myself together.
La la la. This is perfectly fine.
When we pass climbers going up, I don't feel like chatting. I just really want to get off this part. Some ice starts to slide down from the other climbers above me, and I have to watch out. The descent feels a lot harder than the ascent. I am not sure if I have done anything more frightening in my life before this. But there is no other way. I have to keep going. It doesn't get any easier, but after a while I know what to expect and I can control my fear, but it still feels like a struggle. Soon we come to a stop where we take off the crampons. It's a huge relief. Abseiling from the roof of the Matterhorn is by far the hardest thing I've done in my life. We continue climbing down and it soon starts to feel fun, and I actually start to enjoy myself. Of course, we still come across difficult sections. I start to relax a bit more and manage to crack a few jokes.
What are we doing?
A short break at the Solvay hut to admire the views and to refuel, and we are off again. We make it in 3.5 hours up and 3.5 hours down. Today my dream of climbing the Matterhorn came true in the most spectacular way. A day that I will remember always.